Ooh, ooh, bow, 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 bow. That's right, folks. Jake's got his own way. Hello, welcome back to Screen Seekers with me, Jake.
And me, Alex.
And
I'm not doing that, by the way.
Eh?
I'm not singing the Doctor Who's theme.
His
Just-
face was
just
one
in
of
case.
disdain.
Disdain and disgust, and I kind of just want to watch Doctor Who now.
Instead of doing this. So yes, we are doing if that wasn't a hint enough, we are doing a Doctor Who like special episode. We're big Doctor Who fans here. And yeah, we thought we'd sort of just dedicate a whole episode. So if you don't like Doctor Who, then just listen
You
anyway.
will by the end.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
This
the
will be
whole
a
point.
good. This will be a good like starting off point for you, maybe. Unless we pick some.
It's gonna be a really good starting point for you, actually, because we're gonna pick episodes, aren't we?
Yes.
Like our top 10.
Yes.
Like we did
That's
with
what we're doing. Yes.
our horror one a couple of weeks
Yeah,
back.
a couple of weeks back. We kind of want to do our favorite episodes, but we kind of want to put a slightly competitive edge to it, as we do with everything on Screen Seekers. So we will be ranking our top 10, but the slight difference is that we can't choose the same one. Like,
That's
you know,
been picked.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you say blah 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 and I go, oh damn it, I can't pick that.
So yeah, you'll have lots of good episodes to watch by the end.
And it is in order. So going from 10 to 1, 1 being the best. So there's a risk element of using
okay.
your best episodes or waiting to get them in a better slot. Of course, there's no prize. There's no actual rewards. There's no
forgot
real
about that.
reason for doing this other than for fun.
I forgot about the 10
We do
spot.
it anyway. If you didn't,
Oh man.
yeah. If you didn't realize, we are Screen Seekers. We do a podcast every fortnight. Yes, we're back to Fortnite, folks. Not the game. And
Man.
we basically talk about films, games, TV, etc., etc. And yeah, this week it falls upon us doing a Doctor Who one. So,
Themed.
are you okay
Themed
over there?
podcast.
You okay over there? You all right?
Well,
Just,
yeah. I'm
debating our
man.
choices. Yeah. So what we're gonna do to make this really, really fair is we're gonna flip a puzzle piece. I think
Yeah.
this should be a reoccurring like thing that we do on here. That we flip a puzzle piece. Usually, boring people flip a coin. Not us.
Because we don't have a coin.
Our puzzle piece.
It should be a Doctor Who card, because...
It's actually so a little fun, not fun, quite boring story is that my mum was doing a jigsaw puzzle on the table, on the big kitchen.
Now she can't
table
complete it
thing.
because you've got the last piece.
And she kept moaning that the cat kept jumping up and ruining the puzzle.
Yeah.
And the cat also likes my bag. I found this puzzle piece in my bag.
Oh, the cat put it in your bag?
I think she probably did, yeah.
That's amazing.
So
Thank you, Bella.
yeah, sorry Bella, just threw you under the bus there. But anyway, right, I'm gonna flip this puzzle piece. Which side do you want? Do you want a picture side or a non-picture
We
side?
go with picture side.
I just dropped the puzzle piece. Hang on, that wasn't
Fairly.
an official flip.
Oh, what? Oh,
Sorry, what?
it's because he lost.
What did you say?
It's picture side.
Picture side. What is it?
It's, not picture side.
Nice.
Unless it's a grey picture. No.
No.
It's not.
Right. Oh, okay. Starting off. So obviously, yeah, you kind of want to. I'm looking at my list, and I haven't put them in order, which is probably not the thing I should have done.
Oh no. What just happened? Okay. I thought I lost my list.
So there are so many good ones, and there might be some ones that you might have not. Again, and likewise, we might. There's too much overthinking going on here. I'm gonna put at number 10. I'm gonna put Rose. Now, honestly, this is not my favorite episode, but it's such a good pilot episode for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And it works. It pretty much introduces every element you need, and it does it with a classic villain, gives it a modern touch up. Yeah, Rose is so good. I would say the best place to start with Doctor Who is Rose.
Yeah.
Objectively.
It's not even on my list, to be honest.
Yeah,
Continue,
no, I can
but-
see that, and I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe I've wasted a spot, but I'm just thinking.
But yeah, it is a
It
great.
might be one of the first episodes I ever watched, and I just think it works.
Yeah.
Introducing every element of the show, really. So, that's my
That's
pick.
where I started back in the
Back in the
old
day,
days.
2005.
almost 20 years ago.
20,
Jeez.
God, Jesus, it's crazy, isn't it?
Um,
Over to you, sir.
I think it's just always a good one to watch when you're on a Doctor Who binge. But aren't you watching them all really? Well, not
It was a
really.
bin. Oh,
Probably Impossible Planet. That's a pretty solid one.
so close to saying that just then.
Really?
Yeah.
Impossible Planet. Because, yeah, with the ood, with the, like, spaghetti tentacle mouths.
Yep.
Very disgusting. But they're such cool creatures. And the black hole that they don't fall into is such a good story.
I would
And,
say arguably the
very
best
tense.
spaceship that Doctor Who's ever done. I know it's
Oh,
not
yeah?
a ship, but a
Yeah,
space
oh,
station.
Yeah. The handles.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
and also
good.
the Toby with the tattoo. Oh, it's quite scary as well.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, yeah. I don't want to say too much because I don't know because obviously, so that's a two-parter.
Yeah. But do you reckon the second part's better?
I was going to say no.
I personally don't.
But then I was worried that you would have that on your list, so I didn't want to say anything too early.
Well,
But I think first part is much better. I would say, on the whole, first part is a better.
Yeah. Because you usually have a cliffhanger, don't you? And
Yeah.
the cliffhanger is usually really good in
Yes.
early Doctor Who,
And-
early new Doctor
And
Who.
also, it's very rare that the second part will manage to fulfill that cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And anyway. So, right, moving on. Next one. Oh my God, there's so many. I don't want to use ones up though. I'm gonna. No, I don't think you'll pick that, so I'm gonna wait till later for that one. I'm gonna go with. Or do I just lock it in? Just be safe, you know. Oh God Almighty. I'm gonna go with the Day of the Doctor.
Okay.
I can't imagine that was on your list.
Okay.
So that's the anniversary special, the 50th. I don't know why I hesitated there, because it's obviously the 50th. I watched it in cinema. It was very, very exciting, and I definitely was exhaling quite a lot. Exhaling? Well, probably exhaling anyway. Some real hype moments, and it's just a lot of fun. It's not the perfect episode again, but it's a great celebration of Doctor Who. Very strange choice of villain, but again, that's not the focus. And it's just, I mean, there's some cameos as well that are great fun. It's a real big special, and that's just really exciting.
Yeah.
Really, in the Day of the Doctor. Probably not recommended for newcomers. Probably wait on that one. Yeah, I just remember seeing it in cinema, and it was like a spectacle, and I was like, oh my God. And when Pete Capaldi showed up, it was just the best thing ever.
Yeah, I remember you going, I think. 50th, wasn't it?
Someone offered me their fez.
Oh, did you take it?
No, I'm not a fez person.
Oh, what? Oh.
I think it was a girl as well that offered me a fez.
You should be asking for more than a fez, mate. Oh, well, we keep it PG here on Screen Seekers.
Oh, yes.
To some degree. Well, yeah, to every degree. Well,
let's move on.
More than a fez, though.
What did you say?
Okay.
God, your next one.
Okay, I'm going to change the order a bit. I'm going to say Time Heist. That's a good one.
Oh, that was not on my list.
That's a good one. Peter Capaldi.
Yep.
Cult classic, Amnesia, Wake Up, Where the Hell Am I?
Love a bit of that.
What am I doing? What am I doing robbing this bank?
Jonathan Bailey was in that.
Huh?
Wicked, the guy from Wicked, the Prince Charming-esque character.
Oh, really?
He was in that Doctor Who.
Was
Jonathan
he?
Bailey, and he's in Bridgerton as well.
I'm being... What am I being?
I don't think anyone knows that Jonathan Bailey is I think they just know him from Bridgerton. I don't think they know him from Doctor Who.
They damn straight. They do now. They do now. I'm being...
That's an interesting one, Time Heist. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Didn't think of that one.
But yeah, I think that's a really good one to watch. Really fun, really timey-wimey,
Ooh.
time heisty. And
What about the monster's pretty cool. The teller.
Because you have to he seeks out thoughts, doesn't he?
Yeah, you won't be honest.
And he he does something to your brain.
I'd probably be dead straight away.
Yeah, like everyone would be, because everyone's guilty. Is that what he's?
Ooh.
Is that what he
It's truth, isn't it? It's
was
just
it?
the truth, isn't it? Or is it guilt? I don't know.
I
I
think
can't
it's
remember.
guilt or just thoughts. Just if you're thinking, he hears you. Just anything. Or
That
it might be
seems way
guilt.
too general. That seems a bit harsh, really.
It seems guilt.
Okay.
But yeah,
So-
that's Time Heist number
So,
9.
so
for
far,
me.
I've got Rose and Day of the Doctor, and you've got. What was your first one? Possible Planet.
Possible Planet, Time
and
Heist.
Time Heist. Rightio. This is where things get saucy.
Get saucy, saucy.
It's really hard. I just don't know where to.
Where's he come from?
And there's obvious ones as well, but I'm like, is it too obvious? What would I place as my 8th favorite episode of Doctor Who? I'm gonna go with Face the Raven.
Okay. Cool.
And again, I keep saying these are like not perfect, and Face the Raven is not perfect. It's got the usual Moffat moments in it, but the final sort of 15 minutes, I think, are some of the finest acting the Doctor has ever done.
Yeah.
Both in terms of Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman. And if it wasn't for Moffat undoing that, which it was kind of obvious he was going to, because Doctor Who cannot ever commit to killing anyone, as lots of sci-fi shows do anyway. But when Clara, spoilers, I guess, when Clara dies, it is, it is pretty. It's a very emotional climax, and to see the Doctor at a point that this heroic character who always tries to do the good thing, always tries to be good and friendly and positive, upbeat. He just turns into this like incredibly scary sort of monster in a way in those moments where he's threatening the entire town with destroying them, because he just can't confront that death. So
Yeah, it is a really good episode. It's really cool.
a really good start to a 3-parter, and it does work on its own, and it does have the usual sort of energy and the usual fun. It's got a lot of monsters in it and things. And
I can't even remember what the Raven was. It's a tattoo, isn't it? It's a tattoo.
yeah, Clara takes it from a Rigsby, is it, or Bigsby? It's one of them.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
Bigsby.
He takes it. Yeah.
Bigsby. Who's Bigsby? Takes it from him, and then she has a countdown, and she's so confident that the Doctor will save her,
Yeah.
and that's her undoing. And I think that's very apt of her character. So yeah,
Yeah.
Face the Raven. Fun fact: got complaints from Ofcom. So Ofcom is the sort of police of TV or whatever. It got some complaints from parents saying it was too dark. It was too
Really?
like not violent, but too dark with Clara's death,
Well,
because she just felt like a sack of spuds, like. So
parents, parents.
what are you gonna do? Kill him? Yeah.
Anyway, so my number 8
Mm-hmm.
is Army of Ghosts,
Ooh.
because as we were talking about, good cliffhangers.
Oh, that's a really.
In
really good one.
in early new Doctor Who.
Series 2.
Yeah, series 2.
I remember. I think that was Series 2 was probably the first season I watched, like as it came out, at least all of it.
Yeah.
And I remember, the cliffhanger at the end. Spoilers again. There's gonna be loads of spoilers in this pod, so
I mean, yeah, but
probably.
mean-
But the Dalek reveal, I remember running outside and being like, "Oh my!" Because my mum and dad who were like sat in the garden. It must have been summer because they were sat in the garden. And obviously, Doctor Who is on like what 5-6 o'clock something like that.
yeah.
And I remember going outside and being like, "The Daleks are bad." I didn't even like the Daleks that much, but
Even though they were back in the previous season.
yeah, there's only one then. Though, so. Oh no, there wasn't. There
There was like
There was an
three.
armada
It was
of
like
them.
3. Yeah, it was like 500,000
there was a
Daleks.
million Daleks in the last series, and yeah, I was again. That's weird.
By
Isn't it? Somehow
4.
I was surprised.
This one was black, and it was like
It was the
really
cult
cool.
of Skaro.
Really cool.
It was these, and yeah, I don't know why. I wonder if watching it now, if I watched it again as an adult, I would see that twist from a mile away. Like this big
Wait,
sphere,
can you?
and I don't know.
You can't really. There's nothing within the
I guess there's no
series,
hint,
is there? like that suggests that it's the
No,
Daleks,
no, I guess not.
and unless you know something from like old Doctor Who,
Yeah, unless it's a tiny.
that they were like
reference, something.
sent to the void or something in the Sophia. But,
Yeah. Is there anything else about Army of Ghosts that you sort of, because obviously cliffhangers?
like the Cyberman reveal is so good as well. Just
because that's part of the twist as well, isn't it?
well,
like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a double, it's a
because
double
there's an army of ghosts,
whammy.
and there's like a Cyberman, and the Cybermen in series 2 are so cool.
There's some really funny,
scary.
like, there's that montage, and remember when the Doctor's looking through the television, and there's like ghosts on like Jeremy Kyle and things, and like on in EastEnders or something. There's like you use, you know, they've recorded from other shows, and
yeah, the Cybermen are like they're way scarier than Daleks, and like just before I swear the reveal, like you can hear their footsteps, you can hear like that's the first thing, and you're like, oh my god, it's Cybermen.
It takes a lot for Doctor Who to make something that's very, very loud and slow scary, because really you shouldn't be scared of them, because they walk at like an incredibly slow pace. And they're really loud.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of like a thing that they're always coming for you.
Yeah, I prefer the Cybermen.
Yeah,
than the Daleks.
Scary. Like Daleks, you can blind them.
Yeah.
Stalk.
Army of Ghosts.
Did you see the Cybermen twist?
No, I don't think
8-year-old Jake.
so. I don't.
Or
No.
like 12-year-old. Well, no.
Now I'd probably be like, dude, come on, you've just used them. Like, what?
Yeah.
Have you got not any budget for any more monsters?
Yeah. We'll
Bring out the
thinking,
Cybermen again.
you know, budget. You know.
Oh, but it's a parallel world. Easy bollocks.
They're gonna use Cybermen, but yeah, that's my number 8.
So it's number 7 now, is it? Oh boy. Things are getting extra. I mean, I said saucy. Now they're starting to not. I don't think we're quite at the spicy level. We're just a bit more saucy than we were before. I'm gonna just get a very easy one out.
Okay.
I have a feeling that it might be on your list.
Okay. None of yours have been on my list so far.
I'm gonna go with The Empty Child.
Number what? 7?
I had to lock it in.
Dude, that's my number 1.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel quite bad.
That's
I'm also
the
very
best
proud of
episode ever.
Unfortunately, it's my turn to speak.
No.
Empty Child is, I probably would, almost definitely the scariest Doctor episode ever made.
Yeah.
It's still terrifying now. I think part 1 is still better than part 2, even though part 2 is utterly fantastic.
Yeah.
I think part 1 just sets the atmosphere and the tone, and it's a proper horror. It's a proper horror episode. Stephen Moffat's very first episode, and I don't think he's beaten it really. In many regards, a villain that should not work. In terms of, again, we're on about villains that aren't on paper shouldn't be threatening or scary, and yet absolutely
terrifying.
Even though nothing actually much happens in that first episode, apart from again the cliffhanger, which I think one of the reasons why I wouldn't pick episode 2 is because it cheats the cliffhanger a little bit with the gun escape, which is literally Captain Jack pulls a gun that shoots a hole in the wall out of nowhere. I don't know if that's set up before.
That's not how they get out of the...
Yeah.
That's not the first one. Huh? Actually, wait, no.
Yeah, in episode 2 it starts with...
No.
It starts with go to your room.
Go to your room.
When's the gun bit then?
They then... It's before that. Or it's just after that.
I don't obviously know.
Just after that, I think.
No, but and the transformation of Dr. Constantine is...
It's terrifying. I don't want that thing coming up
utterly, even now. And yeah, just something, I think the time period, there's a bit of camp thrown in as well, with Captain Jack, and it's got a humour, it's got a bit of sort of sexiness to it, it's got a bit of everything really, and it is a real, and I totally understand if someone to put it on number 1 on the list, because it's...
yeah, that's what.
Is there anything else you want to add? But it's really good.
No, it was just a perfect episode.
But part 2 is very good as well. I think.
Yeah. It's watch both. But that's if you're ooh, is Doctor Who for me? I'd watch Empty Child, and if you don't like that, then you don't like anything.
I don't know, because I don't think Empty Child's very typical of Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not sci-fi.
It's very good. It's like
the difference
exceptional.
is it's not
like,
very. It's very good.
It's actually exceptional. So, but yes,
I think you'd have to watch part 2. I would really not like to meet the person that watched part 1 and went, nah.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like,
get
are you
out.
serious?
Get
Like,
out.
You just leave my. Why are you in my house anyway? Get out. All right, what's your number 7?
Oh my god.
Number 7.
But now, it's like.
Are you my mummy? And that was again, Doctor Who has a habit, I think, brilliantly, of making these like catchphrases, particularly in the early couple of series, where you'd go around the playground, people would be like, "Are you my mummy?" and amongst different things. I think
Because that's pretty cool. The thing is,
yeah, mate, sit
I
down, talk to me.
I just care about locking them in. I'm gonna go.
No, what have I done?
Because you clearly don't hold good one episodes in high regard. So, well, I know, because the thing is, I would put this higher on my list, but I'm gonna go.
If you take my number 1,
because I think I'm gonna take one of yours. I'm definitely taking one of yours now. The Waters of Mars.
That was like. I guess that is revenge. Because that is my number 1. I guess that is only fair that you would get it as well.
So is that number 7? Yeah. But yeah, it's so good. Another infection, because Empty Child is an infection. Infection episode. They're all great. Infection episodes are the best.
I would say
they're the
second scariest episode. Next to Empty Child, I put this number 2.
Yeah. About some colonists colonizing Mars, and then the water supply just turning them all into water drooling zombies, and just like.
Are we at the pitch meeting for this episode?
Huh? Pitching?
Are we like? Is this? What was the writer? It was Russell T, but it was someone else as well. Phil Collins, I think, co-wrote this episode. Are you Phil Collins? You're like, yeah. So there's like water dribbling out their mouths. And... No, it is a fantastic.
But yeah, it is. And
it is my number 1.
Yeah. It's just it is scary again, and because if you get one drop of water on your skin, you just die basically. And
yeah, again, turning something that's very domestic into a threat,
and also kind of like
water-like shouldn't work. Again, it should not work. It should not be scary. It's terrifying when that thing speaks. It still makes me shiver.
Yeah.
With that moment where she speaks, and the Doctor speaks to her through the glass. Even that language is unsettling.
And it has a great ending as well, doesn't it? Like the Doctor being like, the laws of time and mind. He's like, he can do what he wants.
Very
basically.
Dark. Again, what I like about this one is that it combines the things that Doctor Who doesn't do a lot, which is it combines its 2 main elements: time and space.
Yeah.
Which Doctor Who doesn't do. It doesn't do time travel very well, and it doesn't do space travel very well. But in this one, it kind of manages to merge them both together, and it has this idea of what is the consequence of changing time, just because your emotions get to you and you feel sorry for someone. Like, what are the consequences for changing someone's life, which the Doctor obviously does.
Yeah, they really do need to have more like time traveling changes, you know, because this one changes because it's like, yeah.
One of the Doctor's rules is that you can't change you can't change time if it's a fixed point, which is like a bit of bullshit,
until like this
until Wars of Mars, which is the main.
But yeah, he doesn't change it. Has he gone back on that in terms of writing? Probably.
What do you mean?
Like
since then he's gone backwards.
Yeah, as he like said, like surely like Matt Smith in his script said it's a fixed point in time. I can't do anything about it.
Oh yeah, that happens. It's just an excuse for a writer to be like, yeah, you can't just travel back and change things because otherwise it's too powerful, isn't it? Like,
well,
you might as well just
you have a time machine. Of course, it's powerful, but there should be consequences. Like. I mean, yeah.
And there's a very dark... I mean, I don't really want to spoil it, because the ending is probably one of the darkest Doctor Who's ever been, in terms of, the maturity of
No, yeah. Is there another instance where that happens?
Only once, and that's with Capaldi saving Clara. And he basically... He goes against the rules in that instance. He goes against the Time Lords, he goes against... like I said, she dies in Face the Raven, and he basically steals a device that will bring her back, will pick her from her death.
Yeah.
And that has consequences as well. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Wars on Mars. So down. I even remember the trailers for it, and they were setting the tone. Obviously, this was the story before David Tennant's final episodes, and it was a special, so it was a lovely hour long. I could watch that over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Also has a very the climax is so thrilling as well. Just when everything hits when shit hits the fan or the water hits the fan, it's just like you're in it till the end. Then it's just like it puts its foot down.
Yeah, it was a great special.
Damn good, and it is my number one. So, but that's only karma, really, for me taking that one. Number, what are we on? 6. God, we're not even halfway, and there's so many. I'm like, why did I put Empty Child there? God, I'm gonna go with. I should say this is in no particular order because it's really hard.
No, yeah, I'm kind of just thinking like screw the order. I want them on my list because they're all good.
I think I know one that you. Now I'm thinking a bit maliciously
and
because
I think we're saying as well we think higher of these, so people who they know they are number
we're
ones.
Just making up as we go along.
Exactly.
Right? If you're listening this far, just enjoy the ride. Like, don't question it.
Yeah, exactly. The list ain't the list.
It's just a great list of. It's just
a great list.
Just a discussion point, really. I'm going to go with Utopia because I knew it was on your list.
God damn it!
Okay, so we keep talking about these sort of. What's the word when you say something is the best thing? What is that?
That's my number 2 spot. What?
There's a word for like when you say something that's like the best of something. Do you know what I mean?
It's amazing.
No. Like when you.
What, like the peak?
What's the word? Hyperbolic.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how to work that into my sentence, but we keep saying that. Oh, this is the best. This is the blah blah blah. Utopia, hands down. I think probably hands down the best cliffhanger of Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, that's without doubt.
And I think what works so well. I know we keep saying about cliffhangers, but what works so well in this one is that I didn't know who. Spoilers for 2007 or whatever it was. Is 2007. I didn't know who the Master was. I hadn't entered my classic Doctor Who phase, I don't think, quite fully. I didn't really know who this character was as such, but my God, watching that is just... You're with the Doctor and you feel the fear.
Did you not know the Master back then?
I don't think so. Maybe
I thought
bit.
You did. I thought you did a bit.
I did, actually. Or maybe I'm tricking myself into thinking I didn't, but... Utopia works again on every single level. It has a threat, both an existential one and a literal one of the humankind. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, humankind. Yeah.
It has one of the best, I think, guest performances by Derek Jacobi. And it's mostly set in like a couple of rooms. It's not that big of a scale of a episode, really, and it's just about humanity at the very last point. They have got nowhere else to go, but they've got this fables utopian planet they're all going to, but obviously Professor Yana is just lying through his teeth because he can't actually make it work. Doctor comes along, thinks he's saving the day, and he actually inadvertently, because of his relationship to the Master, which is basically the Moriarty of the series, it doesn't really go very well for anyone, really. And when the music kicks in, Murray Gold's music is and it's just like.
Because did you say that it's like connected to like the 3rd episode? New Earth.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, Face a Bow. Like it's like.
Yeah, that's not a new Utopia though. Oh yeah, sorry,
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
that's the whole bloody twist. That's the whole bloody twist.
Yes, it is linked in with, and also of course Series 3 peppers these little sort of
So
teasers,
good.
didn't it? Like the Bad Wolf thing, it is again.
Yeah.
Utopia is so. Yeah, again, I can't really put my finger, but I think it's just the character work that's going on with the main three leads. Professor Yana, the reveal of him, humanity at the end of its, the end of its rope, trying to survive. There's a hopelessness to it. There's an isolation to it, and then all of a sudden, like, oh my god, this character is just stolen the TARDIS and left.
Yeah.
How the hell are they gonna get out of this?
Yeah, that's true. And also, it's probably, I don't know if you'd agree with this, but probably one of the coolest starts to an episode.
Yeah,
it's a pretty cool start.
Cool,
it's
pretty bananas.
It's
but...
pretty cool with Captain Jack coming back.
Yeah,
and
that was pretty cool. Yeah,
yeah. I can't really think of a cooler start.
They're probably
Maybe.
Definitely not. It's in the top cliffhangers. I think it probably the best.
Yeah,
one.
it's really good. Is it me next?
And also, as a little side thing, is that I think in this case the what comes after, like, is sort of, it works with the scale of that cliffhanger. Like, the Master basically escapes and then wins for many, many, many years until the Doctor then arrives.
Yeah.
Like, he's already in a place of power. Like, he is won.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. It wasn't just like, oh, we caught him. No. Don't go anywhere.
Well, that's another good use of time travel, isn't it? It's just use it more. Doctor Who people, writers and stuff.
Your turn.
6 or 5?
6.
I'm gonna lock one in.
No.
This one is Blink.
Good choice.
Is it on your list?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a great one-off episode, and unlike such ones like Love and Monsters in series 2,
Oh yeah.
Blink is actually good, and it actually does stuff, and it's actually scary.
Were you making a comparison because there's hardly any Doctor in it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like no Doctor in it. It's just a completely random character,
Carrie Mulligan.
Carrie Mulligan. And yeah, just don't look away from the statues. And
a simple premise, and it's just simple, like,
statues move.
Don't blink. I think, from my understanding, of people that don't know Doctor Who know blink. I think from my understanding of, like, the internet and everything, people that don't know Doctor Who do. If they were gonna know, they'd know blink.
Yeah.
Just because it kind of exists in its own realm of, like, the monster, the design of everything, the time travel elements of it.
Yeah.
This is, I think, again, with Rose and a couple of others we've said, if you're going to watch a Doctor Who and nothing else, Blink is, like, arguably one of the best choices you can make.
Because Blink could be, it could be any, like, sort of, like, sci-fi horror show kind of.
Yeah, it could, yeah. There's not much Doctor Who in it.
Well, yeah, there's, like, basically none except for, yeah.
You don't need any knowledge either of any Doctor Who ever.
Oh,
like,
no.
Apart from, yeah, I think it would, imagine that as a first episode.
Oh my God, that would be sick.
It would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Like, being introduced to these characters from a complete outsider that doesn't even join them, that lives their own life.
That would be a great, like, mini series of Doctor Who, I think. Like, as long as if they were, like, Blink level of episode, in, like, 8 episodes.
God.
That would be amazing.
I think obviously
that'd be a great spin-off.
One of the best lines because Moffat wrote this one as well. One of the best kind of moments is, it's hard to put into context without watching it, but there's a really lovely scene where Carrie Mulligan's character Sally Sparrow meets a character who she did know is this young dashing man that kept sort of flirting with her, and now he's an old man. And I don't know if you remember, there's an interaction where he says, "Oh, it's raining," and she says, "It's the same rain." And there's
it's
that's really great. It's out of context. You might be like, "What is he on about?"
No, yeah, because she's like, it's like a minute within meeting him or something.
So the angels, they touch you and they don't kill you. They send you back in
like
time,
60 years,
and they sort of drain you of that energy of your. Of that time displacement or whatever. And timey-wimey, that is where timey-wimey comes from as well.
Yeah.
Blink is the timey-wimey. God, what Blink? Yeah, what an episode. Like, what? Man. Right. Are you happy? Move on.
Yeah, I'm happy to move on.
Right, we're in the top 5 now. I mean, allegedly.
Yeah, top 5. Even though like most of our top 5
we
are
just
gone.
reorder them at the end. I'm going to. Oh God, there's so many that I want to put here, and there are so many again with the ranking of things. But I'm like, you'll pick it. Not that that's I mean that is part of the fun of it. If you pick, I won't forgive myself if you pick that one though. So maybe I should just say that now.
I don't think I really have many good left, to be honest.
I'm gonna go with. Speaking of doctorless episodes, do you know what I'm gonna say?
Doctorless episodes.
Yeah, it's not many. I'm gonna go with Midnight.
Yeah, I was thinking of putting that
absolutely
on my
adore
list.
Midnight. I think again an episode really you could watch on its own. It features the companion.
Wait, what? Midnight has the Doctor.
Yeah, sorry, the Doctor. I'm terrible today. I'm getting
You're
all my facts
awful.
wrong.
Doctorless
Say out
episode.
loud.
Doctorless episode. This is
I was
the
looking
Doctor.
at it.
This is the Doctor Who fan, guys, who's watched.
Fun fact: I was looking at a different episode when I said that.
What episode was that?
Why would I tell you? It might be on my list.
Love and Monsters is not on your list. Please don't say that's your number
Damn
one.
it, it's number 1. I love whatever his name was. What's his name? Ethan? No. What was his name? That main guy?
I don't want to know his name. Peter Kay's in it, but that's not the main guy.
That's like all the score right there. Yeah, sorry. I'll just edit that out.
No, you won't.
Hey, who's got final?
Who's got the
word
power?
here? Midnight again. This is a Doctor and companionless episode. Just the Doctor. Basic premise is that he goes on a holiday, a nice holiday, in a I don't even know how to describe it. In a big.
It's like a train. It's like a
train truck.
It's like
airplane
a futuristic train ride
thing. It kind of looks. The interior is like an airplane, I'd say.
Over like a diamond planet.
Diamond planet, yeah.
And you're not allowed outside.
And yeah, you've all got to stay inside, and he's just with a group of different people, families, and tourists and historians, and then all of a sudden, eventually, there's an attack in the carriage on the outside, and one of the characters just starts repeating what others are saying, just like how you would like to annoy your friends at school, and then they'd never be your friends again. Used to just say. You just repeat, just copying. Again, Russell T has taken a very simple domestic thing that you find annoying and made it terrifying. The whole episode is within this one little carriage thing. It's got hardly any special effects. It's got just acting, pretty much all performance. There's no monsters as such. It's just driven by performances, a script, and just really tight direction and focus. Midnight, I think, is superb. Absolutely superb.
I'm pretty sure when I saw the next time that I was like, oh my god, yeah, it's Cybermen. Like all the banging and stuff. Like, the Cybermen are going to be the monster.
For Midnight.
Yeah. But I don't know if you thought that.
It's kind of cool though, how obviously because the Doctor, the companionless and the Doctor episodes were only made because of budget and time. And yet, we've just said 2 of them, which are some of the best. Like Midnight and Blink were both made because of scheduling and budget and time. And yeah, they're so good. So it goes to show that if you adapt to circumstances, you can
do something good.
Can make something really bloody good. So yeah, watch. It's got some. It's got who's it got in it? Merlin guy, Colin Morgan.
Oh yeah.
I wonder what he's doing now. Anyway.
Merlin, maybe. Although it's been off for like 20 years.
Yeah, Merlin hasn't been around for a bit.
Merlin.
Maybe he should come back as like old Merlin. Might be a while. Your number 5, sir?
My number 5. Oh my god, what am I going to put? I'll put New Earth. Go for it, why not?
Nice.
It's actually in my number 5 spot.
Oh.
Another infection.
Yeah, what you love infections.
Yeah. You should know this because they're the best bloody episodes. They're the scariest episodes. Bloody empty child, like New Earth. If someone touches you, you basically die. Basically,
pretty grim.
You basically die. And with New Earth, it's like terrible infection. It's like
there's cat people as well.
Zombie. and you don't become very attractive, do you? So that's what I'd care about.
Although, yeah, ironically, of course, that episode makes. How do I word this?
Huh?
They kind of Rose becomes not Rose, and she kind of likes to flaunt about a bit. She looks different in that episode because she's not Rose, which is funny as well. The very first episode that this new Doctor and Rose are in, half the time Rose isn't even Rose.
Yeah.
Which is just balmy. Because she's been possessed by a different character, and she dresses different, and she's got a different. As I remember, one of the commentary tracks was one of the commentators on this was like, "Oh, one for the dads." Like, okay, can't say that anymore.
The dads.
Yeah.
I mean, she was like probably like 21 when she filmed it.
One for the dads.
And the dads were probably like 40. Maybe.
Hey man, one for the dads. Anyhow, that's the name of the episode.
One for the dads? No.
Right, what are we talking about? New
One
Earth.
for the 7-year-olds, mate.
Yeah. New Earth. Yeah, pretty scary, pretty grim.
Yeah.
Elevator rides. Whee!
I do not want to be infected with New Earth stuff.
That was my first Doctor Who DVD, which was the first volume, which was Christmas Invasion and New Earth, and I probably watched those constantly.
Yeah, so good. New
It's a great
Earth.
sort of an exciting start, I think, to series 2. Right, number 4. I'm gonna go with, because I'm a bit worried you'll say it. I don't think you'll say that one, but you might say this one. I'm gonna go with The Doctor Falls.
Nah, not on my list. But
I think that arguably, I keep saying that. I'm fed up with saying it. That two-parter might be one of the best two-parters of Doctor Who. This is actually, I'm going against the grain a bit, and this is actually part 2 of a two-parter. And I don't want to completely just overload people with plot, but it is the last of the series of the Peter Capaldi's Doctor, and it basically has him going up against 2 different masters and Cybermen. And I think what's really clever about this episode is that he's not trying to save the world. He's trying to save a small village of 20 people. And yet he he risks life and death to save this tiny group of people that he hardly knows. And he does everything he can to make sure they live, not even completely, to live another year or another month. Because there's just this threat of the Cybermen, which are my favourite Cybermen as well in this. The Mondasian Cybermen with the cloth faces, which are really scary in part 1. And part 2, there's just loads of them. Beautifully directed, one of the best looking episodes of Doctor Who. Has a pretty mental cliffhanger, which still gives me goosebumps every time I watch it. And yeah, it's just, I absolutely adore. And I kind of feel like the Cybermen from Russell T Davis's first go at them. Since then, I didn't think they'd done the Cybermen any justice. With Matt Smith's era, I didn't think and even with Capaldi's his first series, I didn't think the Cybermen were all that good. And it felt like now they'd realise how utterly terrifying these human experiments are. These things that have been made to sustain life longer. I love the Doctor Falls. Great speech. Capaldi at his best. Actually, no, I take that back. Not his best.
Not his best. Face of Raisin. Better.
No.
Or have you got one later on that's his best? Okay. Good.
I hope anyway, unless you take it.
Well, so my number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Silence in the Library.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Narada.
It was on my list. It wasn't a priority, but it was.
Nah. I guess they aren't anymore. All the good ones are taken. But yeah, but this is great. Silence in the Library. Doctor and Donna just go end up in a library, and then like yeah, because they're in that central bit, aren't they? And then
It's empty.
Yeah. There's no one in the library, isn't there?
Why do they want to read books anymore?
How do they?
People don't read books now.
How do they figure out that the Vashnaroda are there?
They meet the archaeologist team. They meet River Song and
no, because doesn't he? Because it's not wood. It's not wood. They get stuck in the lights are coming off.
yeah, that's part. Yeah, that's somewhere. And then they go into that room and there's all the archaeologists in there. Yeah. I think they is that right? Sounds about right. I know I'm being very good today, but that sounds about right.
I'm just trying to remember how they.
I think the dog just figures it out, right? Like he just lists like a skeleton or whatever, and he's like,
yeah, probably.
There's shadows, and they're whispering or whatever, and he throws him a chicken bone, and
yeah, Sonic it a bit, and then it's like, standing like, don't go in the shadows, and Donna's like, what? Oh no, because a shadow comes out of nowhere, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, probably it does that.
No, it does.
Scary shadows.
He says probably
again. Like
what's casting
shadows, they're scary. Like you've got more than one shadow. Oh my god, that's scary.
Yeah.
And River Song, which is a character that just came back constantly. Big repercussions for the whole sort of Doctor Who mythos in a way. Stephen Moffat was planting his sort of seeds early on.
But yeah, I love Silence in the Library.
It's great, isn't it? It's part 2 is very good as well. The dream sequences and everything, and utterly terrifying Miss Evangelista, which is horrific. You know, when you see her face, she's like, remember?
Yeah. I was like, who the hell are you on about? And I was like, yeah, the young one
who married Elon Musk.
What?
The actress married Elon Musk.
Really?
I don't think they're still together, but she did. She was with him. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Fun fact.
What?
Miss Evangelista.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know she's like probably one of the richest people on the planet now.
Also, I think what's nice about Science and that two part, there's also an element of sadness as well. Like when I think Miss Evangelista's dying, right? Is it her or someone else? And like you can hear things going down,
like,
and you hear her voice. She's like, "Where are you? Where am I?"
Yeah, that's nuts.
And also, of course, again, I talked earlier about catchphrases. Who turned out the lights? I remember everyone doing that at school.
Yeah.
I was like, who turned out the lights? It was just like a thing that. It's great. Oh, that's so good.
It is such a good episode.
Right. Let's move swiftly on to what are we on now?
Number 3.
Is it 3 or 4?
3. That was my number 4.
Number 3. I would love to keep like my number 2 and number 1. And if I don't know what the chance of you picking it is, I don't think it's very high.
It sounded like you were doing a Buster's brain box there. But what did you say?
I'm going to go, number 3, I'm going to go with Last Christmas.
Oh, which one's that?
Festive!
Woo!
It's my favourite Christmas episode.
Is that the second Doctor?
I don't know. It is Peak Capaldi. And it's basically a riff on Alien.
Oh, yeah.
It's a mixture between Alien and Santa Claus in the North Pole. And it's utterly ridiculous because it's like Father Christmas and it's played by Nick Frost, he's having an absolute blast. And there's so many funny lines in there. And it's also mixed with Inception because there's the idea of dreaming, dreams and these dream crabs they're called. And then there's Alien because they're like face huggers and they grip onto your face. And then there's just so much thrown into it. It's a proper like spooky festive horror with like The Thing. Like there's elements of The Thing in it. There's like there is an actual reference to that at the end in there where there's a list and you see all the different, because it's a dream or like you see all the different like, I think it's I don't know if it's Clara, but she's got like, oh, watch Alien again, and like there's sort of like he knows the gag. And a really lovely scene as well because obviously Jenna Cohn was meant to leave in that episode and they changed it last minute, so she didn't. But she kind of does in a way, not die, but she kind of gets, it's sort of fake, leaves the show.
Yeah.
So good. I think it's
Do you
Of all the
rewatch
ones...
this Christmas?
Huh?
Do you rewatch this Christmas? For me, anyway. I want to watch that again.
I think it's one
it.
of the most underappreciated of all the ones we've said today. I think it probably is the one that doesn't get any love.
Yeah.
And I think the Christmas episodes often get, you go, oh, it's good, but it's Christmas, so it gets sort of not a pass, but it gets like, you know what you're going in for. It's meant to be meant to be festive over everything else. But I think Last Christmas is, it does enough by its own. That doesn't you don't go, oh, just because it's Christmas. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, right.
That's a good number 3. Wait, is it my number 3 now?
It is.
Oh man, what am I gonna pick? I've done them all. Well, maybe I should go with my number 3.
Love and Monsters, right? I mean, I know you've been saving it.
I'm gonna say Doctor Dancers. That's the second part.
Okay. I kind of thought, is he gonna do that? But
I don't know. Yeah, but it's the second part to The Empty Child, and it's just brilliant, as we've said.
Yeah. Gone over that one.
Rose, I'm trying to resonate concrete.
Yeah, as a whole, which you kind of again
as she tries to get the doctor to dance with
as you get older, you realize kind of obviously dance has connotation. I think when you get older, you sort of start to look at what dance means, right? You kind of get what I'm going for. Again, we're trying to keep it PG.
Keeping it PG. It's just dancing, Jake. Come on.
It's just dancing, mate.
Dance with someone trying to resonate concrete with a song.
How do you feel about like the believability that Nancy's like much older than she looks?
Huh?
No, it's because that's the whole twist, isn't it?
Oh wait, she's like 21. She looks 21 in that.
I think you just about get away with it. Yeah.
I think like when we were like younger, like 7 or something, you'd be like, what? Oh my god, she's the mum. Nowadays it's like, I thought you were 16, mate. And the mum.
Gotta be careful, you get in trouble, huh?
Soz, yeah. That's true. 17 and the mum. But you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, let's put a pin in it.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Of course, the best irony of that episode, I think, is that the Doctor has this moment, doesn't he, where he thinks he wins. He does win. He says, like, there's that great moment Eccleston gives where he's like, everybody lives. Meanwhile, he's in the middle of a fucking blitz. Like, there's a lovely irony there where he's celebrating this victory, and yet there's a war on. There's just everything's dying around him, and there's obviously that great part with Captain Jack saying his farewell, and obviously he's not gonna die. And
I've always wondered how he gets the TARDIS on his ship.
Yeah, it's not a big ship, is it?
No.
I remember that scene as well where the hospital doors, like the siren goes off, that horrible. I remember that being really eerie. The war ambulance siren going off, and then they all come out the hospital.
Oh, the doors.
And it's like proper Romero shit coming out the.
Oh, everyone's.
And there's that kind of
scary.
What starts as funny and instantly goes eerie is that moment where Captain Jack tries to flirt with that officer, and the guy's like, Jack,
are you
my mummy?
mummy?
And there's it's quite what's coming.
That phrase as well. Are you my mummy? Is just scary.
And of course, I can't believe we didn't mention this before when we discussed it. But I kind of I didn't. One of the most eerie moments, again being hyperbolic again, but it's fine. Is the is it a bedroom or classroom scene with the tape recorder?
It's like a
that shit is scary as shit.
Or something. Yeah, it is so clever
because
it's so clever.
Good the way
it's so clever.
Basically, long story short, they're listening to a recording of The Empty Child talking, and they're then chatting about other things, blah blah blah. They're talking about the whole plot, and then if you know the episode, if you've watched it before, you can watch it again. But eventually, you can hear, and the Doctor points out that the tape ended. Like
30 seconds ago.
Yeah, 30 seconds ago, and
he's like,
but they still
and the Empty Child's like, I'm here. Can't you see me?
What a dick! What a dick! Like just standing in the corner, like they don't know I'm here.
Well, yeah, but surely they're the dick because they're ignoring him.
He sent them all to their room.
I sent it to his room. This is its room. Smile. Turn around.
So good.
That's where the banana and potassium comes from,
and
not comes from.
Also,
but...
there's a reference to the it's something like the Veningrad, like Kamjat says about the armory that gets exploded or whatever. The Venom, I think it's something like that. And that was in Boom.
What?
Yep, the last series.
Oh,
so Moffat finally actually.
Wait, what? Whoa.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Wait,
like,
so
it took that long to bring that reference
Boom
back.
was...
It's not the exact, like, it's not the events that Kamjat mentions, but it's
after
the same weaponry and the same, like, the war that's going on around it. It's the same manufacturer that makes all the weapons and everything that was in Boom.
Whoa. Nuts.
And I think it's getting referenced again in this Christmas one.
That's sick.
Yeah, pretty cool, like little links. Right then, we got 2 left.
Is it 2? Okay, cool.
I've definitely got one.
As well.
What do I do with the other one? Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I've got a couple here. I think I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to go with The End of Time Part 2.
Okay, good.
I hope you don't pick my number 1 next, because I'm actually keeping it for number 1.
I'm
make or break.
I'm going to have to do the one that you're more likely to choose, so... But,
no, you don't. You don't have to at all.
Part of
End of Time Part 2. The final 20 minutes, many have kind of said it's very indulgent, very self-indulgent, very overly melodramatic. I fucking love that last 20
Part 2
minutes.
with
the whole... The Doctor's
knocking,
death, basically. His very slow... His death. The last 20 minutes of David Tennant, 10th Doctor, basically going back through time, not through time, but through the friends and the companions he made and trying to make their lives better, is his final moments. It's very much the Jesus thing of, he knows his death's coming and he's trying to sort of make right with everything before he goes. But the rest of the episode is absolutely thrilling. You've got moments where the Doctor picks up a gun for the first time in the new series. And there's, obviously Rassilon and the Time Lords, and there's this big threat, and you got the Master after the cliffhanger. The Master's like everywhere. There's so much going on, but then you've got these moments of like the Doctor and Wilf when they're on the spaceship, and Wilf is telling him to pick up the gun, and the Doctor gets very emotional, and he's like, "I can't use the gun," and then he says like, "I wish you were my dad," and it's just like, I cry every time I watch that episode. I'm just absolutely in tears, and David Tennant's performance is probably at its peak. I think he's absolutely his anger and rage when he realizes what the Nox are and the Wolf with Bernard Cribbins, how good he was, how perfect he was in that, being paired up with the 10th Doctor, and that last, obviously with the oh god, my Doctor Who knowledge is being stretched here. It's called like Veil Decim or something, the song basically that plays over his death. So damn good, and it's I cry every time. So there you go.
Yeah, is that your number 2?
I'm about to cry now, aren't you? Because you're going to say my number 1.
I've got 2 in my I've got 1 which is not a number 2 or number 1 spot, but I'm going to go with a number 2 spot, and I'm going to go with Father's Day.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can have that.
Nice. Okay. So this is like.
Think of that one.
Huh?
I didn't even think of that one.
No, the one it wasn't on my list. But
so you didn't think of it either.
But Utopia and Empty Child were my one too. So yeah, I was like, but this is like the first one back, and one of not many, as we've discussed, that deals with the consequences of time travel.
Yes.
And yeah, so basic premise is Rose's father, like, because Rose's father's dead anyway in the series.
Yeah, he died when she was a baby.
But she goes back to save him, and she saves him. But then there's this like car that keeps like disappearing.
She changes time.
She changes time, and the Doctor's like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" And then the Reapers come and eat
big
people.
bat monster things.
And they fly and.
There's something. I think I've said this to you before, but there's something about. There are a couple of shots in Father's Day where it's just Rose looking out of the car as it goes around the corner and disappears. It does something to my.
No, that's the Doctor.
Whoever it is, when whoever's looking out at the car,
he's the one who knows
of the shots. I think there is a shot where Rose sees it as well. But anyway, it just that idea of the car coming does something to me. Always makes my hair stand on end. It does something.
Yeah, because it's Christopher Eccleston and then the dad who sees it because good old Chris
Chris, that's what they call him.
The Doctor.
It's not real friends called the Doctor. Got a Chris.
The Doctor, he realizes it, and he tries to keep it quiet to try and save Rose's dad.
Yeah,
but Rose's dad realizes it as well.
He has to make the sacrifice,
and then he chooses to make the sacrifice.
A real heart-wrenching kind of story.
Yeah.
That again puts its sci-fi elements at the back.
Yeah.
And lets its characters and
so nice of the Doctor to try and save Rose's dad, but
it causes that friction that we love to see in Doctor Who, where the companion, kind of wants something quite selfishly in a way, and the Doctor agrees. Then he wishes he hadn't, but then he has to sort of like come to terms with, she's only human, because of course, you mentioned to a lot of people, if you could travel in time, where would you go? And a lot of people say, I'd love to see my nan or my relatives again or whatever. Given the choice, you
long
probably
lost friend.
You probably would instinctively be like, if I can change this, then why the fuck wouldn't I, sort of thing. So
yeah.
Right then, that's a good choice. I didn't think of that one. Number one.
Oh, actually, I've got a better part. I've got a better part. Number one for me.
Okay. Well, my number one.
Unless you take it right.
On certain days, would be my number one. I think Waters and Mars maybe would actually slip to number two sometimes. They would be both sort of between each other. I think Waters and Mars. The only problem with Waters and Mars is that maybe it's a bit more Doctor Who-y than this one is. I think we're on about the best episodes that can be enjoyed by themselves. And this one is kind of like that, but also not, because there is context with it. My number one is Heaven Sent.
Okay, nice.
And I'm glad you didn't take it. Heaven Sent is the best performance by any Doctor. It is basically about...
Is that the one with the sheets following them around?
The sheet?
The man in the sheet.
Yeah. It's set after Face the Raven, so that's after Clara dies, his companion. And he basically awakens in this sort of prison, which is like this sort of castle-esque place, which kind of has the walls shift, and then there's this slow-moving, big ragged thing. It's just like a thing with a big sheet. Yeah, I think it's called the Sheath, and it has like flies buzzing around it, and it just moves so slowly. Like this thing, we're not about Sidemen. This thing, like if you were behind it in on the pavement, you'd be so annoyed because it's quite big as well, and it moves so slowly. You'd be like, get away.
I guess that one makes it scary though.
And yeah, it's just always coming. It's always coming from. He can't escape. And I don't want to spoil it because I'd like people to watch it, but it's using time, I think, really well. It's a one-hander, so it's entirely Capaldi. It's no one else. And it's just him and this thing following him around, and it is a puzzle box. He says it's my own. It's a personally designed puzzle box.
It's like a prison, isn't it? Like a prison he put himself in or something.
Yeah,
it's like an item he has, and he's like miniaturized himself.
Yeah, it's bigger on the inside. He realizes he's in a tiny amulet thing, and that it's basically.
How does he get in there?
He gets teleported because that's why Face the Raven. It was a trap to trap him there and to teleport him
into
the bracelet. I guess I will just spoil it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Basically, the Doctor realizes that he's in a loop. He's stuck in a constant loop, and the only way to get out is to use that. Basically, if he tells the truth, he will be able to escape, and they want an answer from him, and he has to tell the truth. Again, it sounds a bit too much, but it's Yeah, I think it comes up a lot in the best episode of Doctor Who, and I think its two-parter doesn't quite live up to the quality of it. But it's very non-traditional. It's pretty scary, and it's Capaldi at his best, and it's just absolutely incredible. And I'm glad I got to put it on my number one.
That's good.
Right then, over to you.
Well, yeah.
What are you gonna pick? Can I get? Oh no.
You could go do a guess. Considering it's not on my list, and I just saw it now.
Is it Tennant? Is it a Tennant story?
No.
Is it a Capaldi story?
No. I'll just tell you.
Just tell me.
It's got a very good speech at the end. Really cool speech, like shiver, sort of like. Well, I think so anyway. Bad Wolf.
Oh.
With Rose, I'm coming to get you. Boop. And he like switches it off, and it's like, oh my god, he's gonna do some wrecking.
He means the business.
Yeah, he's like no. I
said no. You do not understand. Your companion will die. What does it mean? It means no.
No. I'm going to get you.
It's a Bad Wolf.
Anyway, yeah, that's a really good, because that's the one where they because it's only a two-parter, isn't it?
Yeah.
They wake up in the
Big Brother,
Weakest Link, and then just Top Man shop.
yeah, I can't remember, yeah.
No, he just mentions Top Man, doesn't he? But Captain Jack. I don't even know what he's.
It's like a fashion thing, isn't it?
Fashion thing.
I don't know. Like it's meant to be Trini and Suzanne, isn't it? But I don't know what that show's called.
Well, yeah. But yeah, it's really good, and like how do they know they're invisible Daleks? Because he's like the Master's calling.
It's the controller.
The controller.
It's that lady plugged in.
Yeah, she's like, oh my god.
I love the way anyone listening to this doesn't have a clue. They won't have a clue.
Oh yeah. And then she gives the coordinates, doesn't she, before she turns to bloody vapor.
It's basically like it's like Squid Game before Squid Game. It's that they wake up in these game shows that kill you if you lose.
Yeah.
Or they think they kill you anyway. And then obviously there's the reveal, but
500,000 Daleks.
It's funny because it doesn't actually end on. It sort of does on the Dalek reveal, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean,
you don't prefer Partner of the Ways?
No, probably not because
I
mean, Partner of the Ways is great, but
much more
cliffhanger. Cliffhangers are great. I love the cliffhangers.
Yeah, you got the Doctor regenerate, and that's like for the first time in a new series. That's pretty.
It is good.
Pretty significant.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I prefer the cliffhanger is better than that, in my opinion. Because it's like, oh my god, what? He's saying no to saving Rose?
And then it opens like with the TARDIS just flying like towards him. Does not give a shit.
Yeah.
And there's like a missile coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's awesome. So, can you remember your top 10?
Okay, so mine from descending order.
Oh god, I haven't got mine in order.
Well, yeah, so I think Impossible Planet, Time Heist, Army of Ghosts, War vs. Mars, Blink, New Earth, Science Library, Doctor Dances, and then Father's Day, and then the one I just said.
That was really good because I don't think I can list mine in order again.
Bad Wolf. But yeah, because like half of mine were, and only some were like.
I think I did Rose. I think that was my first one. I'm not gonna get.
Day of the Doctor.
Rose. Day of the Doctor. I know there was End of Time Part 2 there. There was Midnight there. There was Utopia, Last Christmas, Doctor Falls, Empty Child, Heaven Sent. There's one more.
Heaven Bent, because that is an episode, but you didn't say that.
There's one over there. Do you have any like honorable mentions? Any you didn't say that you would feel? I tell you what.
No.
Is there any ones that from like
not that
the last two Doctors?
No. I was looking at the names of them, and I didn't even recognise the
I
ones
did
with Jodie
have
Foster.
Power of the Doctor on my short list, on my long list. Sorry.
One honourable mention I'd probably do is Wild Blue Yonder, but
yeah, that's a good one. I think the only other one I probably would like to shout out is there's a couple. Twice Upon a Time I really enjoy because that's the Capaldi and the First Doctor. That's really good with World War One. And Turn Left was I was tempted to say because that's a Doctorless episode that I think works.
Yeah. I had the Stolen Earth, but I couldn't really remember what happened in each.
My brother's favourite episode is Journey's End, which is the second part.
Yeah.
Where everyone's in it.
Yeah.
And then before we end, because I know we're going a bit long here, just a quick fire quiz for you.
Oh, okay.
Favourite Doctor?
Ooh.
Oh god damn! It was meant to be quick.
Ooh.
I'll just give you a timer.
I'll be Eccleston then.
Mine's Capaldi. Favourite companion?
Clara.
I don't know. I can't. I would say Clara probably.
She's hot. Well, they're all hot, kind of.
I wasn't gonna lower ourselves to that really. Didn't even say.
She has a nice personality.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Absolutely I think Rose is a good shout as well.
Just fantastic sort of, life. You have a fantastic personality.
Your favourite monster / villain?
Oh my god, that quick fire. Empty Child, I would not want to face it. But honourable mentions. And
we've kind of gone through the best episodes, haven't we? So
all of them, yeah, all the ones that are.
And then we've said about cliffhangers that I did have it written. Least favourite episode. Is there any that you just instantly comes to mind? You're like, I'm gonna watch that.
Love and Monsters.
Love and Monsters. There's quite a few Jodie ones, which I probably.
Oh yeah, Jodie era. Don't. If you're going into Doctor Who, don't watch Jodie Whittaker's.
Watch it eventually.
For the writing, she's good as the Doctor. She's a good Doctor.
I would say some people like. So I think give it maybe watch.
I don't like the writer. Like she's absolutely fine. I don't have anything against her.
Drink maybe watch
bring
the
her
first
back
one.
under Russell T Davies. That's fine.
Drink watch the first one with her in to give you a sense of sort of.
I don't know.
Because if you like the Doctor, if you like her, then it might make those episodes. Like if that's your favourite, it might make it a much better experience.
Yeah.
I don't know what my favourite monster is actually. I didn't even answer that, but and I didn't say about my least favourite episode either. Yeah, just I guess indistinguishable Jodie ones. I think the finale of this first season, her first season, I can't remember what that is. So that's probably an indication. Anyhow, thank you, Alex, and thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Please do let us know if you've gotten this far. Please do let us know what your favourite episodes are.
Yeah, and thank you, Jake, for hosting this. Well, co-hosting, I should say, because I'm here as well.
Please let us know if you've watched Doctor Who, how many you've watched, if you've sort of given up, if you think that it's the worst show on earth, that's fine. Or if you have watched it, what are your favourites?
Yeah, comment down below if you do think it's the worst show on earth and you've listened to this podcast all the way through. I'll congratulate you. I'll give you a handshake.
I don't know how we're going to find out if they watch all of it, but we will find out.
Well, they'll just tell us. Just comment down below. I also listen to this.
I'm sure Alex looks forward to when we do this for the classic series.
Yeah, all the ones I haven't watched.
So Doctor, of course, is back on at Christmas. So that's a nice little Christmas episode for us. And then maybe we'll do a little.
I was going to ask who's the Doctor now. Oh, I completely forgot about.
Yeah, none of Shooties was in my.
Shooty. I completely forgot he existed, to be honest. But he's good.
Right, thank you all for listening.
See you next time.